Strange, stand up for yourself against Dr. Doom. Here's how our three-eyed doctor becomes Doom's sheriff. I'm Eric Voss of the New Rockstars channel, and several new updates about Avengers Doomsday have been coming out with regards to these Latvian witches we saw on display at San Diego Comic-Con, including a new one that might be fake, but everyone seems to think if it's real, it's Doctor Strange. This plus some confirmations from Chris Evans at the Boston Fan Expo and some other little details we missed from San Diego. I'm going to break down all the new things we learned about Avengers Doomsday in this video. We have so many great Marvel themed designs available at our merch store, nerdriot.shop, specifically shirts that you see Peter Parker wearing in Spider-Man Brand New Day, like Delmar's Deli, and the physics are theoretical but the fun is real. Huge thanks to all of our fans who are rocking our gear, posting selfies and tagging us, like you, Gnarly Fish, and the new friend you made who is also wearing our shirt, thanks to you too, and to you, Michaela, and you, Diamond Dragon TR, and your best friend Charlie Cox, and Simply Sukuna. Thanks to Casetify for sponsoring today's video. Your phone is a part of you. If you don't believe me, try saying your best friend's phone number out loud. Your phone is your memory, your photo album, your music library. It's important. You gotta keep it protected and you gotta personalize it, and that's where Casetify comes in. Built on relentless innovation and protection, premium materials, and culture-defining drops, Casetify has been the brand people choose when they want their tech to say something about them. It's all about adding a little you to everything you carry, and Casetify does more than make your phone feel like your phone. All cases meet military-grade standards, proving Casetify's consistent and reliable protection over time without compromising on design or usability. The cases are also compatible with a range of seamlessly integrated accessories, enhancing functionality and allowing for a more versatile, tailored user experience. I've got a couple Casetify cases I swap between depending on my mood. If I'm going to a con or a fan event, I pop on my Darth Vader chest plate case. It's understated, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's a fun kind of if you know vibe. When I'm traveling, I use my Marvel logo case. It's a constant reminder to some of my favorite characters and stories of all time, and that's the kind of positive feeling that I need to get me through an airport. I've been using Casetify for years, and I'll keep using it for many more. It's how I protect and personalize something I carry with me all day, every day. Casetify has something for you too. To find your new favorite accessory, click the link in the description below or go to casetify.com/newrockstars to get 15% off for a limited time only. As always, you'll get fast shipping and a 6-month warranty. Once again, that's casetify.com/newrockstars for 15% off. Okay, we are seeing some rumors that tickets for Avengers Doomsday might go on sale on Friday, August 14th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. No word yet on whether that will be accompanied by a trailer for the film, like the Doctor Doom-centered trailer that we saw exclusively in Hall H. If something does drop on Friday morning, New Rockstars will have a video breaking it down on Friday. Trust me, we're gonna be all over it. But I also think Friday, August 14th at 9 a.m. has some additional significance, as that is precisely the same time in which the doors will open to the public for D23 in Anaheim, which will include some interesting Marvel booth displays. As I understand it, I will actually be on site there covering that event, and I will actually get to see the floor a bit early, so I will report anything I see for you there. So yes, if any Doomsday news comes out, I'm gonna find a very quiet corner and get to work. It's gonna be a crazy busy day. I cannot wait. And one of the things I think we will see on display at D23 are the Latvian witches that we saw at San Diego Comic-Con, plus perhaps a new one. There was a costume shared by this account on Twitter/X. We have not been able to confirm the authenticity of this, but it's worth noting that Disney has not issued a takedown notice, which suggests to me that either it's not real at all, or that Disney is just about to unveil them to the public on Friday anyway. What we see is a metal mask with a hole in the forehead and robes draped over armor in a dark brown or dark bronze color. Based on the full body angle, I would say that this character is male, or not just gender specific compared to the 3 Latvian witch costumes we saw on display at Comic-Con, the ones that were green, brown, and purple. There's also some speculation that this figure might be named Boris, which could be a reference to Boris Karela, the Latvian man who was a member of the Zafiro clan and close friends with Victor Von Doom's parents, Werner and Cynthia, who took in young Victor after the parents died, but was always afraid of this boy as he increased his powers. If this is real, the most obvious explanation would be that Boris is actually Doctor Strange, the way Strange was left in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, with a third eye in his head. Since Doomsday and Secret Wars are confirmed to be adapting Jonathan Hickman's Time Runs Out in Secret Wars 2015 crossover event, God Emperor Doom uses Doctor Strange as his sheriff in Battleworld. Concept art from 2025 seemed to point in that direction. We are still looking for answers as to what happened to Strange and Clea in the Multiverse of Madness post-credit scene.
You caused an incursion, then we're gonna fix it. Unless you're afraid.
Not in the least.
We also don't quite know why exactly Strange formed that third eye. Like, it was really just believed that it was his experiences with Sinister Strange, who also had one of those, and of course our Doctor Strange dream walking into the corpse of Defender Strange from the 617 universe and forming that unholy alliance with the souls of the damned. There was this line from Wong that seemed to precede the opening of the third eye.
How are you feeling?
Why do you ask?
You used the dark code to dreamwalk into your own corpse.
Oh, yeah, right, that. Fine.
Then, earlier this year, Scooper Daniel RBK reported that in Avengers Doomsday, Dr. Doom's right-hand man in the movie will be a wizard who uses a sling ring and wears a mask similar to Doom's, but with a slot for a third eye on the forehead. This image seems to perfectly line up with that. Which again, I should say, since we cannot confirm it, it could also just mean that someone out there used some AI to make a depiction of a fan theory that many believe to be true. While Benedict Cumberbatch has not yet been confirmed to be in Avengers Doomsday, we very much expect him to be in the movie. Robert Downey Jr.'s Easter Sunday Instagram post included Easter egg designs in Dr. Doom's basket for every character and team confirmed for Doomsday, and included designs for Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, even though Tom Holland and Benedict Cumberbatch haven't yet been confirmed for the film. Some of the images that have come out of this Boris figure show his arm outstretched in a way that does look like the framing of Doctor Strange holding out his hand to retrieve the Time Stone to surrender it to Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, and I do think Avengers Doomsday will establish that among the 14,605 visions that Doctor Strange had in that movie included some of these stories glimpsed in the first 4 teasers of the film. Yeah, I think Doctor Strange saw Victor Von Doom when he did that, even if he thought that the face that he saw really belonged to Tony Stark at the time. That could be why Strange was so shaken when he got out of those visions and looked directly into Tony's face. I also think that when the Ancient One told this to Bruce Banner in Avengers Endgame, she was really referring to a possible future with Doom.
The Infinity Stones create what you experience as the flow of time. Remove one of the stones, and that flow splits. In this new branch reality, without our chief weapon against the forces of darkness, our world would be overrun. Millions will suffer.
And then right after that, the Ancient One says,
So tell me, Doctor, can your science prevent all that?
Yeah, her mind may have been dwelling on another doctor who tried to apply science to prevent the suffering of millions. When I reported on the 3 Latvian witches that I saw at San Diego Comic-Con, I speculated that they might be masked in order to hide identities of known Marvel figures. Actually, here's what Anthony Russo told Extra about what the Latvian witches are, and we had to put subtitles over this because Anthony Mackie is right off screen answering his questions very charismatically to a nearby interviewer, drowning out the sound.
What about the witches? Can you tell us about that? Those have been going viral. They're changing colors. I don't know.
Look at we're just getting to know the world of Doom, and the witches are sort of an elemental part of his everything he is.
Yeah, while Anthony Mackie was over there saying, "Hold my beer," the quieter Anthony said that witches are an elemental part of who Doctor Doom is. So what does that mean? Well, the purple one, I actually joined in the speculation that that could be Charlize Theron as Clea. I really like the idea that after the post-credit scene of Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange and Clea end up as part of an order of priests or witches who serve Doctor Doom, similar to the Black Swan priestesses who serve Rabba Malal before we realize he's actually Doctor Doom in Hickman's comic storyline. There's been a lot of speculation that the Green Witch could be Sylvie from Loki, and that the Brown Witch could be Wanda Maximoff or just variants of these women, but I'm not so sure. I prefer the theory that the Green Witch could be a variant of Susan Storm. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it was actually the Green Witch whom Franklin Richards was looking into the face of in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene, that maybe it was his mother's face under that mask that so mystified this child. I only doubt that because Matt Shackman confirmed to Brandon Davis that it actually was Robert Downey Jr. on set for that scene. But I do like the theory that the Brown Witch could be a variant of Peggy Carter, brown being a reflection of the type of clothes that she wore in the 40s in Captain America: The First Avenger. Technically, Haley Atwell was not even confirmed to be in Doomsday until they brought her out on stage at Comic-Con, and she actually dropped some details in various interviews after the panel that a lot of us overlooked. Like in this interview with Collider's Steven Weintraub, where she talked about Robert Downey Jr.'s presence as Doom on set.
I think I didn't ask, in part because his presence on set was so enigmatic as Doom. Like, Robert, in between takes, like, he invites people to eat lunch with him, and he's so super open and fun and wants everyone to have a good time, and that's where the good work happens, because we all feel like we can thrive because we're all in it together. But when he's Doom, it's so enigmatic, it's so domineering that it's really intimidating. And very powerful. So when you're in, and also when I was in scenes, I didn't want that sort of illusion to be broken for me. So I kept that feeling of, I don't know who this person really is and what they're capable of. Sure. But I just know there's a darkness there.
Whoa, so Atwell confirmed right there that she will be in scenes with Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom, which isn't the case for all of the characters in this cast. Like Tenoch Huerta, for example, indicated that Namor won't even share any actual scenes with Dr. Doom. Atwell also said this cryptic statement.
No, all I will say is that it is sort of an existential crisis of a movie. Okay. Where the whole world is turned on its head. And we don't even know who we are anymore.
The world is turned upside down and we don't even know who we are anymore? Yeah, that sounds to me like she could be playing an alternate version of Peggy Carter who is in service to someone else, someone she's now describing as enigmatic, and she did keep using the term existential in all of these interviews as if to say maybe Victor Von Doom is going to make the case that Steve's life with Peggy shouldn't even exist. And so maybe with these witches, he's making them out of the life partners of the three heroes who pose the biggest threats to him. Peggy Carter, the partner to Steve, Susan Storm, the partner to Reed Richards, and Clea, the partner to Doctor Strange. Taking their wives and making them his own. Make of that what you will. But either way, it's certainly going to get personal between Dr. Doom and Steve Rogers in this movie, because at Boston Fan Expo last weekend, Chris Evans told our buddy Joe Deckelmeyer about his return to the Avengers franchise.
None of the stories felt like they were worth compromising, you know, I don't know if you want to call it, whatever, the legacy of the character that we worked hard for, and you want to make sure it's worth telling. And then for Doomsday, when Downey came back and the Russos gave me the pitch, the Russos love beating up Steve Rogers. Their favorite thing to do is to just beat the crap out of, you know, like, to them, that's what makes a hero, not someone who never gets punched, but someone who gets punched so many times, but still gets up. And so they keep finding new ways to kick his butt, and this one was brutal, and a really, really good examination into his nature and his values, and so I'll say it's probably something you guys haven't seen yet, but you will.
I think the new brutality that Evans is talking about when it comes to Steve is Steve having to watch horrible things happen to Peggy. Comment down below with your thoughts on all this. And hey, a special thanks to one of our NR Underground subscribers, Jeremy Dunham, for supporting us at the executive producer level. Every week on the NR Underground audio feed, subscribers can listen to our Monday Mailbag podcast where we answer your questions. Here's a little clip where I talked about my recent stupid mistake trying to report nerdy news from Comic-Con.
It was stupid of me to imply being as any kind of gaggle who was within eye line of Denzel Washington when it sounds like Denzel Washington was not in San Diego at all. Not at all. So we didn't know that until the end of the Marvel panel. But what's really crazy is the conclusion that I jumped to was accurate. Ryan Coogler was there. That was the big announcement that they made at the end of the Marvel panel. They announced that David Johnson's going to be the new Black Panther, T'Challa Jr., Prince T'Challa. So, like, weirdly, while Denzel wasn't right, the more important conclusion that I jumped to was right. So I didn't get fully made fun of, but I did get some, I can say now, well-deserved criticism for even reporting the rumor of Denzel Washington. And I think the lesson that I learned is that, like, I think even reporting rumors is something that, because I so rarely do it at New Rockstars, because I'm normally a guy who's not so much of a scooper, who's just saying, here's what I'm hearing. I think when I do it, a lot of people start to listen and they're like, okay, maybe there's something to this. And there's a power in that I didn't realize that I had.
You can join this exclusive dialogue with me by clicking the link in the description below or going to nrunderground.supercast.com. Big thanks to Studio Tech Brian Kim, New Rockstars editors Joshua Stephen Hurd and Abby Friel, and our supporting editor Aaron Carrion for his work on this video. Follow me at EA Voss and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.